at www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. We are at war and we are in recession. And two things the government doesn't want you to know, but it's only a matter of time until cracks start to show. Do you know who will get hit the most? You. That's right. That's why you need to protect yourself and your family, because the things will get worse. Fortunately, noblegoldinvestment.com is here to help you. You've worked too hard, folks, to build up your savings, your investments, to see it all just crash to bits in a financial fallout from the wars, the trade tariffs, the sanctions that are bound to happen. Gold and silver from noblegoldinvestments.com are real possessions in times like these. Knowing that you're outside the system when it all goes wrong is a good feeling. Matter of fact, a surefire way to keep your money safe for your retirement is to have especially your 401k, have it in precious metals IRA. Noble Gold Investments has helped many people like you to keep their money safe for years on end. This month, they're even giving away this beautiful Gold Eagle American Bullion coin, the American Gold Eagle coin, with every qualifying IRA $50,000 or higher. Don't get trampled. Don't get left behind. Go to www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Or pick up the phone and call them right now at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you, or click on the link below. All right.
Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a decree on Friday that laid out new rules for tightening control of companies that fail to fulfill defense contracts in the event that martial law is imposed on the country. It's the latest step in the Kremlin's preparations for militarizing the economy as its invasion of Ukraine stretches into its second year. Now, under the decree, the state would get the power to take over firms that fail to meet their obligations under military contracts during the period of martial law, suspending the rights of owners and shareholders. A government working group is to be set up on the operations of arms companies under martial law. This is according to the order, the text of which was published on Friday. The Kremlin has imposed martial law in regions of Ukraine its forces currently occupy, except Crimea. Officials have said there are no plans at present to enact it more widely, despite periodic calls over the last year to do so. Alarm is growing in Iran over reports that hundreds of schoolgirls were poisoned. Concern is growing in Iran after reports emerged that hundreds of schoolgirls had been poisoned across the country in recent months. On Wednesday, Iran's semi-official Mir News reported that a member of parliament cited an unnamed, quote, reliable source in saying that nearly 900 students from across the country had been poisoned thus far. The first reported poisonings happened in the city of Qom back on November 30th, when 18 schoolgirls from one high school were hospitalized, according to Iranian state media. In another incident in Qom on February the 14th, more than 100 students from 13 schools were taken to hospitals after what state-affiliated Tasnim news agency described as, quote, serial poisonings. There have also been reports of schoolgirls being poisoned in the capital Tehran, where 35 were hospitalized on Tuesday. This is according to the Fars News. They were in good condition and many of them were later released, Fars News reported. State media have also reported student poisonings in recent months in different cities and in different provinces. Many of the reports involve students at girls' schools, but state media have also reported at least one incident of a poisoning at a boys' school. That happened on February the 4th in the city of Qom. When the top diplomats of 4 major Asia-Pacific nations met here at the Indian capital on Friday to discuss issues in the region, one had a direct message for the behemoth whose shadow loomed over the talks. China must, quote, act under the international institutions and standards and laws, quote, to avoid conflict. Yoshimasa Hayashi, the foreign minister of Japan, said on a public panel that included his counterparts from the United States, India, and Australia. That request is one that every official on that stage has made on many occasions, although Russia's war in Ukraine has dominated diplomatic dialogue around the globe this past year. The dilemma of dealing with an increasingly assertive China is ever present, and for many nations, a thornier problem than relations with Moscow. They subscribe to the framing that President Joe Biden and his aides have presented. China is the greatest long-term challenge and the one nation with the power and resources to reshape the American-led order to its advantage.